Hi there, welcome to Nonsense Whisky. My name's Bit Pongy of Sulfur, and today on the channel we're going to be covering some Highland Park and some no age statement Highland Park at that. Some of you might not have seen this yet. This is a bit of a UK exclusive right now, and in fact it's exclusive to one supermarket, Tesco's. I have heard that they're going to be releasing this out to the EU sometime in 2018. This came out sort of late on in 2017. I picked this up just because I happened to be in the shop and I saw it for a good price. £25 I paid for it, which isn't too bad considering it's 43.1%. It's got a nice fancy black bottle, kind of, you know, an alluring box, if that floats your boat. But one of the things I do like, a nice little feature I'd like to draw your attention to, is the new Style Bottlings from Highland Park. They've all got this kind of, you know, sloped side. But the stopper is something that I quite like. Now, it's now got, if I pop this, I'm not sure if this will zoom in or not, but it's got little notches around the side there. So once you pop the cork back on, you have to twist the other way and it locks it in place. Can't get that off. So it's a little bit more secure, just something a little bit fancy. It's on all of them as far as I'm aware, on all of the new kind of core bottlings. Stuff that's older bottlings, you're probably not going to get it, but anything they release from now onwards should have this kind of lockable thing on it. Nice little feature. I think more people will catch on to that. Still a cork. Some people are moving on to synthetics and things like that now. But let's get on to the dram itself. I said I picked it up for £25, but it's hard to get hold of now. It seems to have had a bit of a rush and disappeared. Sometimes Tesco is selling it for up to 40 quid now. I picked it up, like I said, for 25, so it was a bit of a bargain. I thought I'd go for it. It's supposed to be, as it says on the box here, the richer, smokier side of Highland Park. So if you imagine your 12 year, which I'm roughly assuming that most of you have tried that. If you haven't, I'll put up a link to one of my really early reviews. In fact, I'm actually going to re-review it because they've redone the bottling, so I'm going to take the opportunity to do that soon-ish, but do check that out. It's one of my favourite drams. It's meant to be peatier than that, but also more sherry influenced, kind of American and European seasoned casks going together with a little bit extra peat involved. But we'll see how that comes along. The US guys might not recognise this because it's kind of our version of the Magnus. Magnus was released over there, this was released over here. I don't know how similar they are. I haven't been able to get hold of the Magnus, but still. Let's try this and see where we're at. Now, something I'm struck with on the nose straight away, the dreaded sulfur. For me, it's not the worst I've ever smelt, but it is a bit pongy of sulfur. But there is heather and sherry, maybe a touch of smoke, but not a lot. It's quite oaky as well. Kind of some creamy notes as well. So this is what I'm saying about the sulfur. It's there for me. I'm very sensitive to it, as some of you will know. But I'm able to pick out other notes apart from it. So it's really in that realms of not too bad. I don't think many of you would notice it, to be honest. I really don't. Let's try. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just so sulfur. A little bit eggy, but there's some sweet, kind of, some sweet sherry notes underlying it. But I am really struggling to pick past that sulfury taste. It's got a bit of spice to it, a bit of smoke, not much. But yeah, for me, there's a fair amount of sulfur in there. Not the worst again I've ever tried. I've tried some really horrendous ones, but for me it's enough to ruin it. And unfortunately I haven't got anybody else to point in the direction of. Usually when I'm kind of forced to say something negative about a dram like this with the sulfur, I try and point you onto another whiskey YouTuber who has tried it and has given it a positive review, so you can get kind of both sides of the coin. When it comes to sulfur, I'm not really to be trusted because I'm so sensitive to it that most people don't get anywhere near the same sort of sensations that I get from it. And even then, some people who can taste it quite like it. I know Malted in Montreal, he quite likes sulfur, which is, you know, each to their own. But for me, I just don't like it at all. So unfortunately, it's a bit of a bish for me. I wouldn't buy it again, and anyone who suffers from sulfur, I wouldn't recommend it to. But that's saying it is cheap. It is cheap, and when it's more regularly available and it becomes a bit cheaper for guys in the UK and the EU, it might be worth picking up to see if you like that kind of thing. You know, if you like Highland Park, you don't care about sulfur so much. This is supposedly a little bit smokier, a little bit sweeter, a little bit more sherried. All the good things you like about the 12-year amplified, essentially. But unfortunately for me, it's a bit of a no. Unfortunately. I do like Highland Park. I really do like Highland Park. And this is probably the first dram I've ever tried of theirs that I don't like. Sorry to you guys. Sorry to Highland Park. Thanks for watching this video anyway. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and of course watch more content just like this. Of course check out that Highland Park 12 video, one of my favourite drams, and I'm going to be doing the new one, the Viking Honour bottling semi soon, maybe within the next month, we'll see. Thanks for watching.